So I was on the Alaska cruise last year and the Pacific Coast cruise, and after those 2 cruises, just so much stuff has started manifesting in my life. It was really fast, and it was great, but it caused a little emotional upheaval in me. And
Well,
I realized it took a while for me to process it.
Everything that manifests, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you calibrate to get ready to receive. But thinking about something and living it is a little more intense. And so once the manifestation happens, there's always a recalibration to the manifestation.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just a never-ending thing. This business of deliberate creation is not like a college degree where you get it and hang it on the wall and you're done with it. It's a never-ending course, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
so
so?
I think...
And so
I've been thinking about that a lot in how do I guess the way to
for example,
make it a less rocky ride.
For example, talk about one of the bumps.
I decided to sell my house. It sold immediately. I had 13 offers. I had, and then I moved within like a couple weeks. And
so that in and of itself is quite a disorienting experience.
Yeah. So I think that was the major thing that happened.
And
that
it
caused
passed?
A lot it did. It did pass.
And so why are we talking about it?
Because I want to manifest more. So what I'd really like to manifest next is a new way of making money.
Before you do, what was the biggest bump? So let's talk about some calibration that will be easy.
Okay.
And calibration meaning activating what you want to activate and making inactive what you want to be inactivated. So what do you think was what seemed to be the reason for the biggest part of discomfort or upheaval?
The change of moving from a house where my son grew up and I did a lot of reminiscing about all the great times that we had in the house.
So did you on a regular basis spread his toys all over the living room floor and play with him? Or had you left that behind some time ago?
Yeah, I had left that behind.
So you're just making trouble for yourself for no good reason, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I know.
So those are the kind of things that you catch yourself doing.
Yeah.
Because everybody does it. You can't go to a movie that they don't deliberately try to tear your heart out.
Yeah.
So when you catch yourself feeling that, what might you write on your card that you're dropping into your inactive box? I wish to render inactive, or I wish to deactivate my impulse to look back.
Yeah, my need to look back and reminisce.
But it isn't a need. It's an impulse.
Yeah.
In other words, when you call it a need, it's less likely that this is going to deactivate it. But when you say my impulse to look back, and you could even go further by saying when there's so much present to be interested in, and then drop it in. And then next time you do it, and there will be a next time. Esther's discovering that sometimes 5 or 10 next times, and usually within a day or two of each other. But every time it feels lighter and softer and easier until after a little while, you're not even thinking about that at all.
Yeah.
Humans are natural calibrators, but if you're calibrating deliberately to feel better rather than calibrating to join in on a conversation and so forth, because as people know that you're moving, do they ask you things like, how are you doing? Did you move into a smaller place?
I did.
And so that usually begs for a, how you're doing moving into a smaller place.
Yeah.
And so you want to activate the greater feeling of freedom and deactivate the feeling of less space.
Right.
You want to. So
I had to de-manifest a lot. Like get rid of a lot of things, physical things.
Jerry and Esther were traveling in the bus. Esther would see something, and Jerry would say, "Remember, we have a deal. Everything we bring into the bus, you have to take something out. What are you going to give up?" And she would say, "Some of your shoes." They took up a lot of space. But after a while, you discover that a lot of what you gather is to fill a void. And it's an emotional void. And as you deactivate more and more that's troubling you, that thing that you felt was a void goes away, because it never was a void that you could fill with things. It was a vibrational state of being. And so you just get feeling better and better. Yeah.
Okay.
Something more?
Yeah, so I want to manifest a new way of making money because I have all these great plans for this year, but I work for a company.
All right, now just get on the train and
Yeah,
I want to find a way of making money. Sounds positive, and I work for a company. Kind of wrinkled your nose up, and so I want something that I don't believe is going to be easy. I want something that I don't think is going to even maybe be possible. So you got to slow that. If you want something and you don't doubt it, you begin moving right away. Things come to you, right time, right place, starts happening right away. But when you're doubting it, that can't happen. So you've got to find a way of making that doubt softer or non-existent altogether. So what thought might you think that you trip over like that?
What thought do I think that I...
Jobs are hard to come by?
Yeah.
Are they?
No.
So when you catch yourself saying that, say, I'm going to render inactive my propensity to trend negatively unnecessarily.
Yeah.
I'm gonna render inactive my making stuff up just because at one time it was like that, or one time I believed it. Things are changing all the time.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Of course.
But this conversation feels so simple and so obvious, and yet it's not something that you feel an impulse to do. Why don't you feel an impulse to do it? Because the trend is going the other way.
Yeah.
So it's got to be all right with you. That's why we were talking with our friend before the segment of refreshment. It's got to be all right with you that you are aware of a negative trend. It's a good thing to be aware of a negative trend, because now you can do something about it. If you're not aware of it, then you don't do anything about it, and you just keep refreshing the negative trend.
Yeah, I'm really aware of it. Yeah, I know.
So now we have some questions for you. Does it make sense to you that through the work you've done before and the work that you're doing now, that you have put into your vortex a lot of aspects of a work environment that would please you?
Yes.
So, and do you think that vortex is active? Is it active or inactive?
It's active.
And why? Because your inner being is focused there. But it's not enough for your inner being to be focused there if you're focused in opposition. Are you starting?
Yeah.
So your inner being is keeping it active. That's the promise that your inner being made. You go forth, you'll mix it up, you'll know what you don't want, you'll launch the rockets of desire, we'll ride the rocket, and we'll give it our undivided attention. We will keep your desire active. You haven't heard it that way before. Don't you like that? We'll keep that desire active. Now, for it to come into your experience, for you to be aware of it, for it to make sense to you, for you to get impulses, you've got to be somewhere in the vibrational vicinity of it, even for those ideas to become, to be aware of those sorts of things. So each card you drop in, really, each card you drop in, you'll start getting more impulses. And you'll be less uncomfortable where you stand in the not yet having found that new way of making money. So what's different about this way of making money? What do you think that you are telling the universe with greater clarity that you want than you've ever done before? More money, less time investment.
Yes. I just want it to come easy. I want a lot easily.
So now let's render inactive the wanting it to be easy. Doesn't sound like something that you might want to make inactive, but what if there was something so much better? Want it to be fun and interesting. Because it's not that you want it to be easy.
Yes,
you
you're
want
right.
it to just not be like unpleasant or not interesting. You don't want it to be boring.
I want more
Boring
freedom.
is boring. I have a question for all of you. Is boring easy? You'd think
No.
it would be. You'd think it would be because you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there, bored. That's about as easy as it gets, isn't it? But it doesn't feel easy, does it?
No.
So and what you're going to discover, the reason that this feels not as dynamic as you want it to be, we could jump on the other end of the stick, get the train going in the other way. We could offer a rampage and it'd feel real good for a minute, but it wouldn't really recalibrate you
Right.
in a lasting way. It'd feel good while we do it. But that's what makes people kind of conditional in the way they want to create. They want something to show up that makes them feel better because it feels better to feel better. But if you take it as your opportunity to deliberately transform by deliberately deactivating a vibration, that other end of the stick will loosen its grip, and then ideas will start flowing to you until you reach the point that you'll say, I haven't even started yet, and I'm really excited about this as ideas come. Well, something else we want to tell you, you are never, any of you, you're never going to walk into a situation that just remains static and perfect.
Right.
It has to be changing to remain perfect, which means you're going to have to continue to calibrate for it to be perfect, which means you're going to be up and down that train track or up and down the emotional scale in order. And so what if that became an exercise that was interesting and fun to you?
Yeah.
What if the inactive box was your favorite thing in your house?
Yeah.
Because it's your friend that is leading you to a tool that is causing you to refresh, that is causing you to resonate or harmonize or calibrate to your inner being.
Yeah, one of the things I've been working on lately is not beating up on myself when I'm in step one.
Essential.
Yeah. So,
And not beating up on anybody else.
Right.
And not beating up on the economy or the environment or the. Because anytime you're pushing against, anytime you have identified a reason that something isn't working well for you and you push against it, time for the inactive box.
okay.
Because as long as you're pushing against it, you're refreshing the very thing you don't want. You're continuing the trend. And your inner being is calling you, but you're not in the receptive mode. You're not going it. It's the meeting of the minds. It's the meeting of the vibration that gets movement. It's the meeting of the vibration that gets movement.